Hey, have you ever wondered why you agreed to something so readily? Spoiler, it's not because we're broken, it's because our brains are efficient. So let's touch base on where we started and where we're going. We talked about reasoned action theory. It's very deliberate. It's we reason something, right? So Daniel Kahneman came up with this system one, system two theory. And so system two is where it's a deliberate way that we think about things. System one, however, is not. It's efficient. It is where we make quick mental shortcuts called heuristic. So, our first model, the theory of reasoned action, beliefs, attitudes, intentions, and then behavior. That's careful, it's deliberate, right? It's spreadsheet type thinking for your brain. But, however, we want to go now and be clearer with our system one thinking. All right, why is that? It's because real time persuasion happens in system one. Our entire book, all the weapons of influence, all the principles of persuasion, they all happen in system one, the quick thinking. So shortcuts save time, but they create biases, and those consistent leans in how we judge and choose. It's sometimes if someone knows how you lean because of those quick decisions, then they can nudge. All right, so let's give a short little example of a bias that we have, how a system one, us making mental shortcuts, quick decisions, how it creates a bias, right? So during World War II, military analyst at Columbia University's, I have to read this, statistical research group, it's a mouthful, they studied bullet holes on aircraft that returned from missions to decide where to add armor. The go-to move, as you can imagine, was to reinforce the peppered spots where there was bullet holes. Planes came back, they saw bullet holes in consistent areas, and they reinforced them. Luckily, statistician Archibald Wald flipped the script, and so the bullet holes that we see are precisely the planes that can be hit and still fly back and return to the base, right? The ones that didn't return to the base, those are ones that we don't know where the bullet holes were, or we can infer because the ones that come back, we know where those bullet holes was. So that is classic survivorship bias. We are biased by the things that survive, right? The things that we see that are evident. So that opens the door to something. We are focusing on the visible winners in this case, but we're ignoring the unseen non-survivors. Okay, so before we go on, let's just name the chain of events. Our mental shortcut, right? We use what's in front of us, right? That creates the bias. In this example, the survivorship bias. We generalize the visible successes, right? The planes that made it back. We don't even consider the ones that didn't. Now, here's the persuasion risk opportunity. Risk, you being persuaded, opportunity, you being persuasive. Our audience outweighs the shiny survivors, the plane that returned, and underweighs the silent denominator of the planes that didn't return. All right, so what does that do for us? Here are some persuasion plays. Let's say you're a marketing manager for a company selling a new product. Could be anything. You send out 5,000 emails and you get 50 new customers, 5%. Pretty good, right? The common effort is to often analyze those 50 that you got as customers, and you find commonalities. You want to look for things like why they clicked on the email, what was the reason that they bought the product, maybe the demographics of those people that went ahead and clicked. However, before you send out the next batch, look at the 95% of the rest of the database. Diagnose that 95%, which is out of 5,000 is going to be 4,950. They didn't purchase for some reason. Because what you're doing now is you're reinforcing the engine and not the already safe wing that came back with the bullet holes. And all right, now here's the twist and the strength. So we've acknowledged that we should diagnose and put an effort into the 95% that didn't purchase from us, and that we can use that survivorship bias by sending an email centering on social proof. And in that email, we should share stories from the customers that purchased those tiny 5%, right? So the next email, we tell the story of our most 50 recent customers share the most important reason why they use our product. So we're using social proof, and we're only giving them the survivors, right? The thing that was winning, So now they can be subject to the survivorship bias. All right, so recap. Here's the arc. Reasoned action theory is system 2, but real-time persuasion happens in system 1, which is heuristics, which create biases, which create opportunities for persuasion.